Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to learn the first ionization energy. Ionization energy is the energy needed to supply against the nuclear power to remove the electron. Then the first ionization energy is the minimum energy needed to supply against the nuclear power to remove one electron and make a unipositive ion. I can show that in an equation. We think this X is an atom. It is in the gaseous state. A gaseous state atom and a gaseous state unipositive ion. Okay, so the first ionization energy is the minimum energy has to supply against the nuclear power to remove one electron from one atom in the gaseous state. The first ionization energy is the energy needed to supply against the nuclear power to remove one electron from the gaseous state atom and form a unipositive ion in gaseous state. Okay. The first ionization energy for one atom is so small. So, this value of first ionization energy for an element is given for 1 mole. 1 mole means 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 atoms. This much of atoms is 1 mole. So the value of first ionization of element is given in kilojoule mole minus 1. How the first ionization varies from left to right along the period, and how the first ionization varies down to the group. Okay, then we have to know what are the factors depending on the first ionization energy. The first ionization energy is depending on 3 factors. Charge in the nucleus. The charge in the nucleus depending on the number of protons. Number of energy levels. The number of energy levels is the distance from the nucleus to the last cell. How the electrons arrange in sub-energy levels. This matter will be taught you in the advanced level classes. So children, as you are in grade 10, the first 2 is enough to identify the variation of first ionization among these first 20 elements. Okay, now let us see how the first ionization energy varies in a period left to right. Okay, in the first period there are hydrogen and helium. There is only one energy level in both atoms, but the charge in the nucleus, hydrogen has 1 proton, but then helium has 2 protons. So the charge in the nucleus is higher in helium. So the helium gets the higher first ionization energy in the first period. Okay, we can read the value of hydrogen and helium. The value of first ionization energy of hydrogen is nearly 1200 kilojoule mole minus 1. At the same time, the first ionization energy of helium is 2400. Okay, period number 2. There Along the period left to right, the charge in the nucleus increases because the number of proton increases along the period. Okay, then the number of energy level is 2 for all the elements in the period number 2. Number of energy level is equal, but the factor charge in the nucleus is vary. That is, from left to right, the charge in the nucleus increases. So, the first ionization energy also increases. Okay, when we read the values of this first ionization energy, we can see in the second period, the first element is group number 1 is lithium. Okay, now the value of beryllium is higher than lithium, but the boron has more charge than beryllium, but the first ionization energy is lesser than beryllium. The reason is the electron arranged in sub-energy level. This matter will be explained in upper classes. Okay, then atomic number 7, atomic number 5 boron, atomic number 6 carbon, atomic number 7 nitrogen, like that, atomic number 8 oxygen, and the atomic number 9 fluorine, then the atomic number 10 neon. Neon gets the higher first ionization energy in the period number 2. So, the first ionization in the period increases from left to right. In the same manner, the first ionization varies in the third period also. Okay, now let us see how the first ionization varies down to the group. In the first group, the hydrogen has 1 energy level, lithium has 2 energy levels, sodium has 3 energy levels, potassium has 4 energy levels. So, down to the group, the number of energy levels increases. So, the distance between the nucleus also increases. Okay. When the distance is higher, the energy is supplied to, when the energy level is higher, the distance between the nucleus and the last cell also increases. Then the energy needed to supply against the nucleus decreases. So, the first ionization energy also decreases down to the group. Okay. Then in the periodic table, from left to right increases, from left to right first ionization energy increases, and down to top increases. So, the helium gets the highest first ionization energy. A property of metal is releasing electron and forming cations. So, forming cation is depending on the first ionization energy. So, in the periodic table, from left to right, the property of making cation is decreases. So, the metallic property decreases from left to right. Like that, down to the group, the property of forming cation is increases. So, down to the group, the metallic property increases. Okay. Now, in the next class, we will see how the electronegativity varies in the periodic table.